to ever exist. Your favorite streamer, your Camioshi, Cassius Griffin! Cassius! 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 Cassius, I agree with that guy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another seasonal anime review. You all know I was gonna be here. We all know. Oh, and you guys actually made it in this time. Can we get a bit of clapping for the audience here? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. And can we get some clapping for Itsi? Yeah, no, I agree. Now, who's excited for our seasonal anime review? Yeah, that works. Okay, everyone. Okay, let's get that. Can we get the music? Hey, tech. Can we get the music in here? That's what I'm fucking talking about. Let's go, chat. It's good to be here. If you followed me on Twitter or seen my community posts, you know it was quite a journey to get this far. But here we are, chat. Here we stand. Oh. So, hey, can you guys cut the light? Can you guys cut the light? It's a little bright. Oh, good. Thank you. Now, I just need to go sit down. Oh, let me just get a little comfy here. Nope, not that comfy. And I'll just take a seat. I'm just in front of the chair now. I'll just take a seat. Give me just a sec, everyone. There we go. Now I'm sitting. There we go. And of course, Itzy waiting for me to finish my delightful introduction. Itzy, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, Bugaboos! Hello!
So delightful to have you here, Itzy. So delightful to have you here. We really couldn't do this without you, honestly. Honestly, I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted to have you here. I don't know if I'd be able to do this without you. Yeah, so thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, delightful to have you here. I wouldn't be able to do this stream without you. And it's not like you just took a vacation right as the new anime season started, you know? But I guess I'm bullying you a little, aren't I?
He's the one who invited me here.
Yes, it was me who invited Itzy here. That's very true. But she's still having a good time. Isn't that right?
I trust this man.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you trust this man. Yeah. How do you feel about me, Itzy?
This is why we pay Precious the big bucks.
Yeah, it is. Because where else are you going to get this kind of production? What do you think, Itzy?
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you. I think I did a great job. I think I did the best job. Yeah, this is totally the real Itzy. I don't know why anyone would ever say that it wasn't. Right? Itzy, you are Itsi Karakurt, right?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
That's right. She is Itsi Karakurt. What do you mean fooled? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? Sianna, hey Sianna, could you come in here? Yeah, turn down the music. Sianna, could you come in here? Could you confirm it's the real Itzy for us?
It's really her.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
It's really Itzy, guys.
See, she's telling you it's really Itzy, guys. Right? Right, absolutely. It's really, really Itzy. It's almost funny they would think anything else, right, Itzy? Yep. It's almost hilarious. Oh, I'm so glad that we still got to do this stream. I'm so glad we still got to do this stream. I am so excited to be here. And with my dear friend Itzy. Good
job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you, Itzy. Once again, thank you.
What is happening?
Oh, Itzy, I can understand your confusion. It's been a busy stream already. But today we are reviewing anime. Most people wouldn't be able to guess that that's what we're doing today. But that is definitely what we're doing today. Cardboard? Did you say cardboard, Amity? You said cardboard, but...
I am Itsi Karakurt.
Yeah, she's Itsi Karakurt. I don't know if you heard that. But it is indeed. Itsi Karakurt. Wrong fucking button. Yeah, ooh works. Ooh absolutely works for what I'm going for. Okay. Then without further ado, I have my drink in hand. Itzy, do you... Oh god. Itzy, do you have your drink?
Yes!
Wow, excited! She's real excited, guys. She's real excited for today's stream. And what can I say? I'm excited too. Right, Itzy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too, Itzy. She's the one and only Itsi Karakurt. Oh, the one and only. Itzy, are you fake?
No!
No, you're not. Then, without further ado, now that the spotlight's been brought down and we're all having fun in the studio together, we can absolutely start. Yeah, that works. Let's get a big cheer for Cassius. Woo, you hear them? They're in the audience. They're shouting my name. Cassius. Cassius is the best. Thank you, random person. Thank you for that. How's Itzy doing today? That's a very good question. Itzy will be answering in just a sec. Itzy, how would you describe yourself in the third person today?
Yeah, she's adorable.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great description. She's adorable. That's a great description. How else would you describe yourself?
It's very pretty.
Itzy's very pretty. You all heard that very correctly. Wow, Itzy, you're really on the ball today. What would you have to say about that?
Wow.
I agree, absolutely. Do you think I'm bullying you too much?
People ask me why I'm mean to you.
They do ask me. They do ask that. They do ask why you're mean to me. What do you have to say about that, Itzy, being so mean to me all the time?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Let's get some claps in the audience for Itzy saying sorry. Cassius is the best. I love that guy. He says that every time. Well, every time? I don't know about that. Okay, that's still the wrong button. Still, you know what works. Anyways, without further ado, I do believe we have some anime to review. I've said that a lot today. I'm already having a great time. So, without further ado, with nothing more in the way, let's get started with X and Y. Itsi, what did you think about X and Y?
It's very pretty.
I think it's very pretty myself. I would agree with you there. Visually, it's a stunning anime. Absolutely stunning. Like, the way they were able to make it feel like there was a physical camera in there pulls you into the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree myself. It pulls you in. The scenes are dynamic and fun. It's actually Chinese, isn't it?
Yes!
It is Chinese, which was a nice surprise. And I don't often see a lot of Chinese anime, but this one was incredibly well done. Wouldn't you say so, Itzy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. It's tense, it's thrilling. I don't know if it's necessarily my thing, but you know what? We'll give it a might watch more. What do you think, audience? It's the wrong button. I mean, the audience, it's not that funny. There we go. Toodles, Amity, thank you for coming to chat. Thank you for coming. If you can't stay the whole time, just know that you have my well wishes. And Itzy, do they have your well wishes as well?
Yes!
Yes, they do. Okay, so do you think it belongs here?
Yes!
I would agree, absolutely. Next on the docket, we have Kamikatsu! Nope, wrong button. That's not... Excuse me, studio? Did I request a fucking drum roll on Kamikatsu? Is that what you think I wanted? No. This anime's utterly mid. Why in God's name would you do a drum roll? Give me what I asked for. That's right! Kamikatsu is incredibly mid. It has horrible CGI, just debaucherous CGI, like the worst I've ever seen in a professional anime. The world itself is kind of fun, but honestly, it's kind of just Konosuba without the humor. I like the buff dudes at the very start, but they're out of it very quickly. Yeah, it fucking sucks. No, not that bad. It's not fucking sucks territory. Kind of a fun protagonist. I liked his attitude. We'll put it in the mid-derogatory category. What do you think about that, audience? I'm glad you all agree. Itzy, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you what you thought. What did you think of it? Oh, sorry, let's let the audience finish first. Audience, Itzy, what do you think?
But it's another isekai.
It is another isekai. That's very true. It was really bad.
It's not the worst thing for me.
I would agree that it's not the worst. But would you say you enjoyed it?
I did not enjoy this.
Neither did I. So it's going in mid-derogatory. Moving on. We have my one-hit kill sister. Ooh, audience. What did you think about this? Yeah, this show sucked. This show sucked. This is one of the worst things I watched this season. Itzy, what did you think?
They're all the same fantasy.
They are all the same fantasy. You make a good point about that with my one-hit kill sister, where it's the same kind of fantasy show. It's all isekai, there's all menus, there's all that stuff. You know, Itzy, what do you I think that's very true.
I feel like that's anime in general nowadays.
You know what? It is anime in general nowadays. That style of anime, that style of isekai is absolutely taken over. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
To the point where it kind of hurts the shows.
It's just, it's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
And what did you think of his sister?
Her only personality trait is her boobs.
Oh, well, that's a scandalous thing to say, Itzy. But you know what? I agree.
Yes!
It's going into Beyond Awful. Oh, fuck. What? You disagree with that? You don't disagree. You were just booing Kamikatsu. That makes sense. What do you think that's exactly what just happened, Itzy? Do you think that's exactly what just happened?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree 100%. I would agree 100%. Moving on. The Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure. I was dreading this one. What do you think, Itzy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yes!
Huh. So you didn't enjoy it?
I did not enjoy this.
No, I did not enjoy this either.
This is why we pay Precious the big bucks.
Exactly. This is why we pay me the big bucks.
I don't trust this man.
Yeah. No, I agree absolutely. I'm glad you agree with me. This show is so awful, it shouldn't be allowed on television. Fine, it should be, but no one should watch it? Fine, only a few people should watch it, I guess. Fine, only a few people should watch it.
Cassius is getting fired tomorrow.
I don't think what I said was that bad, Itzy. I don't think it was that bad at all. Yeah, I'm sure it's very funny to you. To you. Who do you think you are?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
Well, that's a very you answer, isn't it? You are Itsi Karakurt. That is technically correct. Anyways, either way, the Aristocrat from Another World is not a good show, y'all. It is not a good show. It's very boring. It's kind of just another isekai. It's kind of just another mediocre, boring, cut by the numbers isekai.
They're all the same fantasy.
They are all the same fantasy.
It's just, it's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
It is, but this one was somehow worse. I found the protagonist is likable, but honestly, not as bad as my one-hit kill sister, so it might just barely edge that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would agree with that, Itzy. I'm glad we're on the same page. So, with that properly placed, shall we move on to the next category? You want to stay on this show? Oh, okay. You're just booing the Aristocrats, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I understand. I would boo that show, too. Yeah, I would boo that show. I'd boo the hell out of that show. Boo, Aristocrats. Boo. Boo to you. Agreed. The music stopped. There, it's back. Let's go. I'm already drunk. Why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion. Such a long title, am I right? Yeah, if there was longer titles, I don't know, you'd need a whole book just for the title. But you know what? Despite its long title, I'm going to give at least a point of credit to this show. Wouldn't you agree, Itsi?
Yes!
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting premise. So I haven't been giving premises at all because I'm kind of stupid. But let's give some premises in retrospect. What do you think, audience? What do you think about that? Yeah, I understand the laughter. But we do need to give premises. Do you understand that? Itzy, what do you think about that? About going back and giving some premises?
Go off with the premise, Cassius.
Thank you, I will. So X and Y is a pretty simple story. We didn't touch on this much, but it's an anime about two people who end up in an escape room. And it's kind of the escape room from hell. So why is it always that one? The escape room from hell. Yeah, the escape room from hell. Get those cheers going. Would you agree with that premise, Itzy?
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you. I thought I did a good job on it. Yes, they end up in the escape room from hell. And it's kind of supernatural, and these two guys are just trying to solve this escape room. Pretty simple premise, very character driven, and lots of fun. That's why I'd put it in Might Watch More. It doesn't have anything that draws me in particular, but if you're a fan of escape rooms, then you'll be a fan of this. Kamikatsu, on the other hand, is a show where a man gets sent to a world where things, it's like a fantasy world, but he kind of sucks at being an isekai protagonist, which is why it gets some points. Yes, that's very true, it gets some points. And he summons a god to a world without gods, which is interesting. It's interesting, but it's not necessarily the best thing. But you know, guys, I do hate isekais, but I wanted to give this one a bit of a chance.
Yeah, see, Cassius is turning over new leaves.
Yeah, I'm trying to better myself and be more open-minded, Itzy. I'm glad you noticed that.
Thank you.
Well, I have to give you props.
But still, I wouldn't say not the worst one we watched.
Yeah, no, I would agree that it's not the worst one.
I think it has a lot of potential.
Yes, but it just hasn't shown it yet. It hasn't shown its potential. Yeah, for now, I would say
it sucks.
Oh, we're on the same page. Anyways, the aristocrat isekai, he dies in the most boring way.
Absolutely, it'll get boring.
Yeah, I think it'll get even more boring. Absolutely. What do you think about having to watch this show? Yeah, it sounds like absolute hell. The aristocrat show is bad. It's just a guy gets his isekai, he's rich, I guess. Is there really anything other than that to it? I don't think there is. Bunch of girls think he's cool and he has like max stats and everything. Sucks. My one hit kill sister.
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah. The premise is that this dude gets isekai'd and his stats are all low, which I actually liked. He got the best stats from all the gods, but my one-hit kill sister, his stats are low and he kind of sucks. But then his sister gets isekai'd, and his sister is a brocon, and she has max stats.
It sucked.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah.
I did love that.
What did you love about that? You loved the brocon thing?
I did love that.
That's a weird thing to like, Itsi.
It's kind of fun.
I disagree with you?
This is the first one we haven't agreed on.
Yeah, I guess this is the first one we haven't agreed on. But are you okay with it being so low tier?
Maybe.
Well, come on. It's pretty poorly made.
Yes!
Yeah, so I think it belongs in the lowest tier.
Yes!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's go now on to why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion. I think we should talk about that one. I think we should talk about why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion. Shall we?
Yes!
Let's move on to that. There we go. Wow, I chugged that drink very fast. I'm feeling it a lot right now. I drank way too fast. I'm not mixing another cocktail. You guys want to cheer for a bit longer so I can keep mixing? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Where's that guy that says I'm the best? Yeah, there you are, my brother. He understands what this is like. There we go, another cocktail made. Moving on, why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion. This one has a bit of a complicated premise. It's another isekai.
They're all the same fantasy.
Actually, this one's kind of different. A woman gets isekai'd into a book, which is interesting to me. Yes, absolutely is it interesting. Absolutely is it interesting. Not only is she isekai'd into a book, she's isekai'd into the book as a side character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And she's isekai'd into the book as a side character who is destined to die to kickstart the plot. Isn't that interesting?
Like, I would honestly say that.
It is interesting, isn't it, Itsi? It doesn't feel like it's all the same. But they introduced that romance element into it.
The romance ones, I'm a sucker for romance.
Personally, I didn't enjoy the romance. I didn't enjoy it at all. I'm sorry if you did, but that was not my favorite. Because I think the idea of two people playing chess against each other as they try to kill each other or stop each other from dying, I think that's interesting. I think that's super interesting, especially with her meta knowledge of the book. I think that could be absolutely interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That being said, that romance really took it down a notch for me, so I'll be putting it into not for me. What do you think of that, audience?
Like, I would honestly say that.
I would too honestly say that. Moving on! Skip and Loafer! This one was good. This one was good. Wouldn't you say so, Itzy?
Yeah, absolutely.
What else would you say about it? What else, if you had to say something about it, would you say about it?
I did love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I love that too.
I think it has a lot of potential.
I think it has a lot of potential.
It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. Itzy, I'm so glad that we are on the same page.
It is a lot of tropes.
It does have a decent amount of anime tropes, but I think it works. The characters have a lot of chemistry. Why isn't that working?
They don't have any chemistry.
What? I disagree, Itzy. I think they have a lot of chemistry. Oh, I made that so much stronger than last time. Holy fuck. That was a large drink. That was a large drink of that. Holy shit, that's very strong. Oh, it kind of burns. Holy shit. It's not funny, Itzy.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad you apologized. Skip and Loafer is a simple premise. A girl goes to a big city and starts a new life at a new high school. Meanwhile, at that city, there's another guy there. And this other guy is quite charming. He's a loafer. She's Skip. He's Loafer. That's kind of the idea.
Yes!
Yes, it is. She kind of gets lost on the train, and I think it's just a romance, honestly. I think it's a romance anime.
The romance ones? I'm a sucker for romance.
You know what? In this case, I agree with you, Itzy. I agree with you. I, too, in this case, am a sucker for romance. Hey, audience, who here is a sucker for romance? A little slow, audience. A little slow. Need to get ready to clap sooner. Clap harder. Cheer my name. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, yeah, Acacius. Yeah, good job, chat. Good job. Anyways, Skip and Loafer. It's beautifully animated. The character designs are different from a lot of other shows.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
I think they will. I think they will pull it up. And the main character, you know?
Yeah, she's adorable.
She is adorable. She is adorable. Yeah, it's cute. It's sweet. It has a lot of romantic potential. The character writing is solid. Honestly, which is rare for me to say about an anime. It's very rare. So you know what? Should watch. Simple premise, more than the sum of its parts, chat. More than the sum of its parts. Moving. Itzy, what do you think? What do you think?
Next show.
Sounds good. Do you want to do the premise for this one, Itzy?
Okay, premise, go for it, Gacious.
Okay, if you don't want to, I will. This is Mashal. It is a show set in a magic academy. I know, already seems a bit played out. The premise is that the main character is in this magic academy, but he has no magic. I know. Absolutely wild, am I right? Goodbye, Amity. Thank you for joining our studio audience. Audience, can we get a cheer for Amity? Audience, you better treat Amity right. Only I can bully her like that. So let's hear a fucking cheer for Amity. That's right. Cheer for Amity. Cheer harder. Cheer again. Anyways, Mashal, Itzi, what did you think about?
It's very pretty.
You know what? I didn't love the animation, but if you think it's pretty, I value that. And like the fact is that he has no powers.
I did love that.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of potential.
I think it has a lot of potential too.
It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
I quite like this one.
You know what, Itzy? You're kind of selling me on it. He has no powers, but he punches things. It's very inspired by One Punch Man. That being said, the humor didn't always hit for me.
Like, I would honestly say that.
I think if you're gonna watch this, you might as well watch One Punch Man.
Like, I would honestly say that.
Yeah, I would agree. So I think we'll put it in might watch more. Because, as Itzy said, it does have a lot of potential.
I think it has a lot of potential.
Yes, and some humor.
I did love that.
But in the end, I think...
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah, not to its fullest extent. It felt like we were missing something. This is very ominous. What do you mean, Highwell? This is Cassius Griffin! I am the conductor, and my orchestra is everyone. Cassius is the best. Anyways, moving on. A Galaxy Next Door. Itzy, would you like to do the summary for this?
Go off with the premise, Cassius.
Go off? Okay, I guess I will. So A Galaxy Next Door is a deceptive anime. It is both weirdly simple and weirdly complex. Essentially, a woman from a distant island moves in with a mangaka. A manga artist, if you will, chat. If you will, audience! Yes, he does. He moves in. And then, upon moving in, they do some manga. She's very talented, but very strange. But at the very end of the episode, he pricks her tail, using her like a puppet. I don't know what you're talking about. Itzy, would you like to identify yourself?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Sianna, would you like to come back in to confirm?
It's really Itzy, guys.
It's really Itzy, guys. She does sound a little weird today. I will be honest. Itzy, what do you have to say about that?
I'm sorry.
She's so sorry. Are you guys really bullying her?
People ask me why I'm mean to you.
You mean to me because my chat is mean to you?
I'm sorry.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm glad you apologized, Itzy. I'm glad you apologized. Anyways, the girl, what do you think of her?
Yeah, she's adorable.
You know what? She is adorable. But she has a stinger, like a tail. And when he pricks it, he gets transported to the stars, and she declares herself princess of some distant star island. Which is a wild premise, if you ask me. And apparently she's this magical princess. The star scene is spectacular, though.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty, and it seems like it's a romance.
The romance ones, I'm a sucker for romance.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Either way, it had some solidness. I feel like more episodes would have done well for this one in particular, because like it just, you know, I feel like we didn't get the full picture.
Like, I would honestly say that.
Yeah, but you know what, Itzi? I think we can put it firmly in not for me, because I don't think I'm gonna watch more.
Yes! Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not for me. Not as good as Ray Leana. Not as good as Ray Leana. It kind of qualifies as a magical girl anime. Audience, what do you think? The audience agrees with you, Goose. The audience agrees with you. Anyways. Yeah, that's the show. It had some nice animations, some decent characters. I like the family element.
Like, I would honestly say that.
You know what, Itzy? You're making a good point. Maybe I enjoyed it more than I'm giving credit for.
I don't trust this man.
You trust me? You trust me.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Then let's bump it up to the bottom, because I think Mashal is still better. But let's bump it up a little, eh, chat? What do you think, audience? What do you think? Goodbye, Void. Goodbye. Goodbye. Let me wave goodbye. Wait, no. That's me waving. Nothing else. Fuck. I'm feeling it, chat. I'm feeling it, audience. I don't care how it looked. I don't care how it looked. I know what I'm doing. Moving on to my clueless first friend. Ah, my clueless first friend. Toxic's not in chat right now, but this show basically stars Toxic. Looks exactly like Toxic. Just as cute, just as adorable. Major points, Toxic, if you're watching the VOD, lots of love to you. Lots of love to you. It's a cute, shy girl who everyone bullies, and she has a friend who is completely oblivious to the fact that she is developing a crush on him, which I'm personally a fan of. When did this become this? What have I been doing? She has a friend. She has a friend who's very nice to her. It's really sweet. It's really sweet. Itzy, would you say that?
Like, I would honestly say that.
Yeah. You know what? I would agree. This dude just walks up to her, and what does he say again?
Wanna be friends?
Yeah, essentially that. I don't know if that's an exact quote, Itzy, but that's the vibes. He kind of just walks up like, wanna be friends. And you know what? It's fucking cute. It's fucking very, very cute.
But still, I wouldn't say not the worst one we watched.
Not even not the worst. I would say one of the better.
Yes!
Yeah, I would absolutely agree, Itzy. I would absolutely agree.
It is very charming.
It is very charming. I don't know if it has too much beyond that, but I'm going to put it in might watch more, right above Mashal, because I think it's better than Mashal. Would you agree with that, Itzy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it takes a while to get your opinion formulated on this show. They are baby goose. They are baby in this show. That's a lot of alcohol in a very short span of time. It's also going to be my most underrated stream of all time. My greatest streams are always my most underrated.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
How rude. Are you trying to mock me?
Cassius.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I accept that apology. So, without further ado, yeah, I already rated it. I already rated it. Moving on. You know what, chat? It is precious. It's about a bullied girl getting a little crush on this dude who's dumb as shit. And I like it. Moving on to the legendary hero is dead.
It's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
Well, here's the thing, Goose. The protagonist in the legendary hero is dead is not the legendary hero himself. I understand the shock.
Like, I would honestly say that.
If I didn't know the premise of this show, I would be shocked too. But maybe it slightly impressed me. Maybe indeed. This show is actually quite funny. I would give it major points just for comedy.
Yes!
It's hilarious. It's quite funny, chat. It's quite funny. I'm not drunk, Goose. I'm not drunk. Fuck you. Fuck you, audience. Fuck you, audience. You don't fucking know me. You think I care about your booze? You think I care?
Cassius is getting fired tomorrow.
No, I'm not. I'm unfireable. I can say whatever I want. The reins are off.
Yeah, see, Cassius is turning over new leaves.
A new leaf for the worst. Anyways, this show is hilarious. The protagonist is quite funny. His obsession with thighs, I'm like...
Like, it was very charming. Like, it was so lewd.
It's amazing you said both of those things at once. That was quite impressive. It was quite impressive, honestly. Honestly, major points for being able to do that. I didn't know you could do that. But, like, it is both very lewd and very similar, while also being a tad bit impressive. Just because it does manage to give proper Konosuba vibes, which I will always give points to. It's quite funny. So the protagonist is not the legendary hero. He accidentally kills the legendary hero and is then reincarnated in his body. That's the plot of the show. But because of the protagonist's abysmal magic, the body is actively rotting and he can't use any of his abilities. So he's useless. This show, honestly,
I think it has a lot of potential.
I would agree. The comedy,
I did love that.
it was so funny. I'm gonna give this the highest tier of might watch more. Because, it is an isekai, so there's a lot of risk. When it comes to isekai.
Excuse me, I have 1 point.
Oh, you have a point, Itsi?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
We all fucking knew that already, Itsi.
I'm sorry.
You know what? That's fair, Itzy. You know what? Sometimes we say useless things. We are streamers. I'm allowed to say it whenever I want. Hi, Smoothie. Can we get a cheer for Smoothie? You better fucking cheer. You better cheer. It's not funny, Itzy. It's not funny.
Well, thanks for coming, everyone.
We're
Super
not
fun.
done.
And
We're nowhere
bye-bye,
near
buckaroos.
done. But yes, I would say the legendary hero is dead has like minor Konosuba vibes, and it's honestly pretty charming. Hi, Smoothie. Welcome to the stream. For everyone who has joined us since the beginning, we are doing our seasonal anime review as always. And it's a totally normal stream between me and my dear friend Itsi Karakurt. And I put a lot of work in today's stream.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you, Itzy. And of course,
He's the one who invited me.
I invited Itzy. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome, Itzy. You're welcome. What do you think of the stream set thus far?
It is very charming.
I think so. I think it's quite charming thus far.
I trust this man.
I'm glad you trust this man. Anyways, the legendary hero is dead. Pretty good, honestly. Like, Konosuba vibes, pretty funny. A lot of the characters are quite delightful. I like the blonde dude who's like a real hero questioning things. That's really nice. That's really nice. Anyways, shall we move on?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we should move on to... Oh. Fuck. Summoned to another world for the second time. Do I even need to describe this show? The title does it for me. I'm glad you enjoyed that joke, audience. I'm glad you enjoyed that joke. I'm glad you enjoyed that joke. The title does it for me. The title does it for me. Anyways, this show, a man gets summoned to the second world for the second time.
Yes!
It's absolutely boring.
Yes! It's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
Itzy, go off.
But it's another isekai. They're all the same fantasy.
Yeah, and that fucking, like, the girl who's, like, I guess the primary love interest.
Her only personality trait is her boobs.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this.
Neither did I. Honestly, it shouldn't be on TV. It just shouldn't. It is one of the worst anime I've ever seen.
Cassius.
What, you don't think I should say that? You don't think I should say that? What did you think of it? Truly, be honest, Itzy. Pretend Yokast isn't managing us, and be honest. Yeah,
It sucked.
it did suck.
It didn't end.
It felt like it was never going to end, right?
It didn't end.
No, honestly, it felt like it was never going to end. It is the worst of Beyond Awful. It is one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. He gets summoned to the second world, and he's already overpowered. And yeah.
Absolutely, it'll get boring.
And you make a good point. It's going to get even more boring. And you know, between him and that girl who's supposed to be the love interest,
They don't have any chemistry.
they have no chemistry at all. You make an even better point.
It is a lot of tropes.
It's all tropes. There's no originality here. I did not like this show at all. Quite possibly the worst. Yes, Goose.
But it's another isekai.
It is another isekai. Yeah. The idea of someone getting summoned to a second world, that could be interesting. Imagine if someone gets summoned to a second world and they're like, I'm fucking done I'm done with this. I know what's gonna happen. I've done this all before, and I have no interest in watching this happen again. I think that would be hilarious. Audience, what do you think? It would be so funny. Do I have the best ideas, audience? Where's that guy? Thank you. I love that dude. I love that dude. Anyways, without further ado, this is one of the worst shows I've ever seen. It was utterly boring, completely uninspired, and the protagonist has that fucking Corito hair that I absolutely hate.
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy his hair either.
Yes.
Next. Audience, next. Oh, fuck. Next we have Rokudo's Bad Girls. Now, Itzi, what did you think about this?
I did not enjoy this.
Honestly, I'm in the exact same boat as you.
I have no idea.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean like the plot? You have no idea what's happening in the plot?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you watch the show and it's just like...
What is happening?
I'm glad, you know what, Itzy, we're so in sync, we're completing each other's sentences. The only part of the show I kind of enjoyed was the fact that there was so many, like, bad girls.
It is very charming.
Yeah, I like that depiction of characters. But honestly,
it sucked.
you know what? You're right. It does have some charm to it, like it's a little fun.
It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. I won't give it any more credit than that, but between the main guy and the fucking love interest,
They don't have any chemistry.
you're 100% right, Itzy. You're 100% right. Honestly, it's also a hypnosis anime. So let's give you the premise now that I've ranted about it a little bit. This is about this is a show about a guy who develops an ability where he can hypnotize all the bad girls. Like, it's not even he hypnotizes them, he does it automatically. They fall in love with him. Yeah, lame premise, am I right? And they just automatically fall in love with him. And the one woman basically becomes, like, the main woman becomes a robot. She kind of like, there's this scene where he's like, don't fight anyone at school. And
It sucks.
Itzy, let me finish what I'm saying. She kind of is like, okay, I won't fight anyone. And then lets herself get beat to hell. For no reason.
I did not enjoy this.
No, I didn't enjoy that either. She basically loses all autonomy. It's horrible.
Absolutely, it'll get boring.
And you know what? I think it will. I think it's even going to get worse. This is going in the rare touch grass category because stop having fantasies about hypnotizing and controlling women. Leave that in your hentai.
Yes! You shouldn't say that.
I know I shouldn't make reference to hentai on stream. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna chat. What do you think of that? I know you like it. Yeah, it's another harem and it's kind of very fucking mid. I can't in any good heart recommend it. Honestly, it's kind of fucking mid. Moving on!
Next show.
I agree. Next show, Itzy. Next show indeed. What are we on to? The Marginal Service.
I'm interested to watch more of this one.
Really? I thought it was pretty weird. But like, you know what, Itzy? It is pretty weird in an interesting way. The premise of The Marginal Service is the first half of it is a legitimately interesting, at least the first episode, is a legitimately interesting, like cop drama set in a city with like rain, and it borderline feels like cliche. Like I was watching it with Amity and she was like, this opening kind of feels like it's supposed to take place in a movie.
Like, I would honestly say that.
Yeah, right, Itzy? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it is different.
Yes!
It is different. Don't get me wrong. At least it's not another isekai, right, Itzy?
But it's another isekai.
It's definitely not. I'm gonna say you're wrong.
No!
What do you mean? How could you ever... There's no isekai in this.
No!
You know what, Itzy? You're very stubborn.
You guys can have different opinions.
You can't just dismiss, like, misrepresenting the anime by saying that people can have different opinions.
You guys can have different opinions.
That seems dishonest. Am I being too mean? Oh, I shouldn't do that. Okay.
This is the first one we haven't agreed on.
You know what, Itzy? You're right. And disagreement is fine. Disagreement is fine. You disagree that disagreement is fine? I don't know if I can support that.
Maybe.
Well, can we agree that this is kind of mid-derogatory?
Yes!
I would agree, absolutely. So let's give you the premise. I'm too drunk to be able to do that, but let's try our best. The Marginal Service. It starts as a cop drama. He gets fired, gets hired by this mysterious underground organization, and then becomes a Power Ranger? Like it's Super Sentai?
I feel like that's anime in general nowadays.
I would honestly say that Super Sentai are pretty rare.
Yes!
Okay, I guess you know what. I'm glad you came around on that. But yeah, he becomes a fucking Power Ranger killing aliens who have invaded the world. Which, you know, interesting premise.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the execution is just a little off.
Yes!
Yeah, I would say absolutely a little off.
Like, I would honestly say that.
I don't know if I would say like... Wait, where did I put it? Mid-derogatory? Yeah, but it's above Kamikatsu. I think it's above Kamikatsu. The audience agrees, chat! The audience agrees. Itzy, what do you think we should do next?
Next show.
I agree.
Okay, premise, go for it, Gacious.
Thank you for remembering to do the premises. I honestly was forgetting.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
Oh, just starting off with opinions. I thought we were doing premises, Itzy. Are you defying your own?
No!
You kind of are.
No! No!
You can't just say no.
No!
Fine. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do the premise anyways, like you asked me to.
Yes!
You're in a weird mood today, Itzy. You're in a weird mood. I honestly can barely describe it.
I am Itsi Karakurt.
It's like what you're doing is it's like what you say is being controlled by a very drunk person who happens to be on his third cocktail. Hey audience, do you want to give me some cheers so I can pour another drink? Race against the time. Can I pour this in time? I love that fucking dude. I mostly poured it. We're there. Anyways, Yuri is my job. Let's do the premise. I've been promising to do the premise. Yuri is my job. The premise is that this girl thinks she's... Oh, fuck. This girl thinks she's very cute. And she tries her best to be cute so she can nail a rich husband one day. Which, honestly, audience, what do you think of that? I think it's pretty cool. Totally mixed that. Totally nailed that mix. This is why you don't egg Cassius on. If you do, this is what happens.
This is why we pay the big bucks.
This is why what, Itzy? This is why what?
This is why we pay the big bucks.
This is why we pay Cassius the big bucks, chat. This is why we pay Cassius the big bucks. Because I host the best fucking streams you've ever seen.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you, Itzy.
I trust this man.
Cassius is getting fired tomorrow.
Not if I have anything to say about it. Anyways.
You shouldn't say that.
I know I shouldn't say that. I know I'm tempting fate. I know I'm way too drunk to be streaming right now. I've had 2 very full drinks, chat. And Itzy. Audience, what do you think about me drinking a lot? What is happening, Itzy? I'm reaching my final form. I am ascending. No one can stop me now.
Yes!
I don't even need Yokast anymore. I have buttons. I don't need Yokast. I don't need chat. I can do this alone, by myself. Where's the guy that says woo me? I love that dude. Sounds a lot like me. Anyways, Yuri is my job. I had another sip. I'm getting drunker. The stream is partially done. Yuri is my job. She gets hired at this cafe.
Okay, premise, go for it.
I'm fucking
Cassius.
trying, Itzy. If you wouldn't keep interrupting me. Anyways, the premise is that she gets hired by this job, kind of conned into it, in my opinion. And it's a job at a cafe set in an all-girls academy where they play characters from this all-girls academy. There are some merits here. The character relationships between, like, how they change between being on stage to off stage. It's almost like the anime is managing to tell 2 different stories at the same time.
Like, I would honestly say that.
Did I fucking ask?
It is very charming.
It is. You know what, Itzy? You're winning me over.
This is why we pay the big bucks.
This is why we pay me the big bucks.
I did love that.
I'm glad you enjoy that. I get paid the big bucks. Anyways, she gets hired at this cafe. She has to play this role. And then she's kind of juggling her interpersonal relationships on and off stage.
I quite liked this one.
I quite liked it too. But here's the issue. Because all the Yuri takes place, like, in fantasy, it's kind of fake. I'm on the receiving end of Yuri undertones. And this show is literally called Yuri is My Job.
Like, I would honestly say that.
My coffee maker has one job: to make coffee. And it manages to do that every single day. I'm not on the receiving end of coffee undertones. They're girls in a show called Yuri is My Job. If they're not doing gay things at each other, then what are they good for? What do you think, Itzi?
Like, I would honestly say that.
Yes, this better deliver on the Yuri. Otherwise, I'm fucking dropping it. What do you think of the main girl?
Yeah, she's adorable. It's very pretty. It is very charming.
It is very charming. That wasn't the wrong sound clip at all.
Wow.
Don't mock me. Don't mock me.
I'm in a terrible spot mentally.
Yeah, you better be. Anyways. Might watch more. Bottom tier. I'm glad we agree, chat. I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we agree. What's next?
Next show.
I was already saying that, Itzy. I was already saying next show. Ah, my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. This is another pretty interesting show, if you ask me. You don't think it's interesting, Itzy?
Excuse me, I have 1 point.
Yeah, what is it you'd like to say?
The romance ones, I'm a sucker for romance.
This is a romance, so why didn't you like it?
It is very charming.
That's not a reason why not to like it. That's kind of just a reason to like it. Well, very well. I would personally, Itzy seems to be kind of, lost. But either way.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
Finally, you say something that we both agree on.
It is a lot of tropes.
Okay, so I should explain the premise of this show before I get lost in the sauce. The premise is that this woman is broken up with by her boyfriend, and she meets this guy in a video game who's like max level, famous gamer, and she doesn't get along with him. But then she goes out to a con for this game in real life. So this game is the game she played with her boyfriend. Right? Chat? Audience? So we both watched it. Thank you, Goose. Anyways, we both watched this. So, she goes to this grouping, this gathering, if you will, to show up her boyfriend.
The romance ones, I'm a sucker for romance.
Yeah, and this one does have it. So she goes there to kind of be like, I'm doing so well. Look at how well I'm doing without you. And yeah, that's kind of what happens. But then she meets the guy she met online who she didn't get along with online, bribes him a little bit, and hangs out with him, and they have some legitimate chemistry. What, you disagree, Itzy?
They don't have any chemistry.
I thought they did. You know what? I think it's better than you're giving it credit for.
No!
Disagree. I'm going to put it firmly in might watch more, because I think it has despite everything, its animation was spectacular. It's a romance show between this low-leveled MMO player and this high-leveled MMO player, which normally wouldn't be for me.
They're all the same fantasy.
Yeah, I do agree that they are all the same fantasy, but I think it still has a lot of potential.
It's just, it's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
But sometimes the execution can elevate even the most mediocre of content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's why it's going in the bottom of Might Watch More, which right now is the most full category, which I think speaks to the quality of this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite everything, we haven't had that many isekais.
But it's another isekai.
It's coming down the line. I don't disagree.
It's just, it's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times.
There will be, but not yet. So, shall we talk about the next show? Which I think has a bit of a complicated premise. Ah, yes. Hell's Paradise. I feel like I actually want to Google this one to make sure that I do the premise justice. Hell's Paradise. A ninja ends up captured. This is just the first episode. And he's set to be executed, but no matter what, they can't seem to execute him. He's kind of apathetic to his own death, but then later realizes that, no, he doesn't want to die. Shocker. Shocker.
Yes!
Yes, honestly, it's one of the most popular anime of the season.
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't want to die, and he gets sent to an island where everyone is kind of like fighting.
I think it has a lot of potential.
I think the premise does, but the character?
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah, he's kind of fucking boring. He's one of those white-haired guys, and I'm like...
Absolutely, it'll get boring.
Yeah, absolutely, it will get boring. None of the characters particularly inspire me.
I did love that.
You love that the characters were uninspiring?
I hated it.
Oh, you're joking around. And honestly, it felt like it dragged on forever.
It didn't end.
And it's just like, I don't know, between him and the girl who I think is going to be his love interest.
They don't have any chemistry. It is a lot of tropes.
It feels like it will have a lot of tropes soon. It feels like it will have a lot of tropes soon. Even though it's one of the most popular shows, and it is technically quite well made. Quite well made. I'm going to put it firmly in not for me. Actually below why Ray Liana ended up in the Duke's mansion.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you. I would agree with that as well. Anyway, shall we move on to the next show? Everyone. Moving on. Audience, what do you think of my rankings thus far? That's fair, Vern. It's firmly in the not for me category. Just because I don't like protagonists like that. Itzy, what do you think?
Yes!
But you know what, honestly?
It's not the worst thing for me. But still, I wouldn't say not the worst one we watched.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I think it's firmly in the not for me just because I'm kind of done with protagonists who are like that. But I kind of want to move on to Oshinoko. Itzy, I think we have... They're still cheering. They're still cheering. Itzy, I think we have the same thoughts on this show.
I don't trust this man.
You trust me to say my opinion?
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go off. So Oshinoko has one of the most complicated premises of the season. And that's why it's like an hour and a half long.
Yes!
Yeah, it's the first episode is an hour and a half long. And honestly, it's one of the best shows I watched this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. The must-watch category is a rare category, which honestly, I don't know if any shows this season are going to make it into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's very hard to get into that category. It's very hard. It is a debut movie, an hour and a half long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost too long. What would you say, Itzy?
Maybe.
But I think it uses its time effectively.
Yes!
Do you think they could have shortened it at all?
No!
And it's entirely different than anything else we've ever seen. Itzy, would you Would you like to give the premise of Oshinoko?
And like the other character, spoilers, is also reincarnated.
We'll get there eventually, Itzy. Let's start from the beginning. So, Oshinoko is a show where the protagonist... Okay, from the very beginning, we are treated to a doctor treating a terminally ill girl. And she shares her passion for idols with him. In this passion, they bond. And after she dies, he continues this passion. He carries it in her name because she is terminally ill. You know?
Excuse me, I have 1 point.
You have a point, Itzy?
It's very pretty.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Itzy. We'll get to that. It is very pretty. So, it's very sad. She passes away. And then the same doctor is made to treat the idol whom he admires. A brilliant twist. A brilliant twist. A brilliant twist. In my opinion. In my opinion. He treats her as she is pregnant. I know, chat. Audience. She's pregnant with twins. I know. And he takes good care of her. But suddenly, he's stabbed. And then, both him and the young girl who he once treated are reincarnated as her twins. Fascinating. One of the most complicated premises. And then we're not done. Because, and then we're not done because they must grow up and become superstars themselves while also trying to solve the mystery of their mother's murder. There's a lot going on in this show, chat. There's a lot going on. Itzy, what would you say about the main idol? I forget her name, but what would you say about her?
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yes, she is. It's entirely unlike everything I've ever seen. It's actually written by the author of Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The animation...
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty. I was watching it and I was like...
Wow.
Itzy, you're completing my sentences.
Next show.
I disagree. We have a lot more to say about Oshinoko. The animation is gorgeous. Every piece of it is brilliantly paced, at least in the opening. Audience cheer, I'm dying. You should be afraid, Vern. You should be afraid. I have reached a level of power that no one will ever be able to comprehend.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
Thank you, Itzy!
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
You can say that again.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
One more fucking time.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
And all those times you're mean to me?
I'm sorry.
And are you taller than me? Are you sorry for lying that you're taller than me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. In case anyone doubts, this is Itzy.
I am Itsi Karakurt. It's really Itzy, guys.
Thank you, Sianna, for coming in just for that brief moment to say that. Anyways.
Excuse me, I have 1 point.
It's very pretty.
Yeah,
And like the other character, spoilers, is also reincarnated.
yes, so that's the interesting thing, is he doesn't realize his twin is reincarnated. He doesn't realize, and he doesn't realize it's the same girl he took care of. It's kind of a twist. Yeah, I know, audience. The death of the mother doesn't come to the very end, and I'm not going to lie.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
Yes, because the mother is the best character.
Yeah, she's adorable.
The original idol is so fascinating. She has... Vern, you're not allowed to leave. She has this arc where she's like, to love someone is to lie to them, and to lie to someone is to love them. Lies are the greatest love, because that's her existence as an idol.
Yay, premise, go for it, Gacious.
I'm trying, Itzy. I'm trying, but you keep interrupting me. Anyways, without further ado,
I'm interested to watch more of this one.
I am too. I don't like the main character who seems kind of edgy. I'm not a fan of this. The best girl, the redhead is? I've only watched the first episode, Techless. I is the best girl to me. And the audience agrees, Who's best girl, Itzy?
Yeah, she's adorable.
She is adorable, and she's my best girl. But I feel a little hesitant. I actually read the manga before this, and I dropped it because my favorite character died. I did the same thing when Kamina died in Gurren Lagann.
It is very charming.
But you know what? It is very charming. So I'm going to actually put Oshinoko in the rare must-watch category for how beautiful it is alone.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty. And it's funny, and it's charming, and I loved it. Yeah, I would say it's a must-watch, or at least a must-check out to determine if it's for you. It's one of the best animated shows I've ever seen. As an anime raw, the characters are delightful, and it seems like it has a lot going on. At the very least, check out the first episode, because it is one of the best first episodes I've ever seen in my life. Oh, wow, that's a stronger drink every time I mix it. My table's sticky because I keep spilling. My table is very sticky because I keep spilling my drink on it. It's not fucking funny, Itzy.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for apologizing. Anyways, without further ado, shall we move on, chat? Clap. It's right, you clap. It's right. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Audience, chat, they're different things. Anyways, without further ado, what are we on to now? Kizuna no Adele. Adelaide? Adele. Who do we love in this house, Itzy?
Yeah, she's adorable.
Say her name.
Yeah, she's adorable.
If you're too much of a coward, I will say it. We love Kizuna Ai in this house. That's right. This is the Kizuna Ai anime.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm amazed she got one too. It delights me. Every single piece of it delights me. It's honestly, if I'm being entirely honest,
absolutely it'll get boring.
yeah, it's not everything I wanted. The parts that had Kizuna Ai were amazing.
Yes!
But the parts that didn't, it was like,
No!
Exactly, Itzy, you understand. The main character is rather boring, and honestly, this show is kind of worth it just to get one more Kizuna Ai music video at the very beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But honestly,
it's not the worst thing for me.
I would agree that it's not the worst. It's absolutely not the worst. I'm gonna put it in mid-derogatory, the top tier. Because even though I'll probably watch it before I watch Hell's Paradise, I can admit that it's very mid. Yeah, the premise is this girl signs up for Kizuna Ai School. It's very simple. It's very simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's barely worth watching, unless you're the biggest Kizuna Ai fan in the world.
Like, I would honestly say that.
I'm glad you agree with me, Itzy. Do you want to move on?
Next show.
Okay, let's go on to the next show. You know, I feel like I've been doing a lot of the premises here. What do you...
Go off with the premise, Cassius.
You know what? I guess I will. This one is I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world. Itzy, would you like to talk about this one?
But it's another isekai. They're all the same fantasy. I feel like that's anime in general nowadays. It's just, it's the same thing. It is the same anime we've seen so many times. But it's another isekai.
Yeah, no, I would agree with everything. Everything you said there. Everything you said there. It is another isekai. A dude's grandfather dies. It's actually kind of interesting at the start.
Yes!
Because he's overweight, and very rarely do you get to see an overweight character in anime. But essentially the second he becomes isekai'd, he becomes ridiculously handsome.
No!
Yeah, I agree, Itzy. It did suck. And then he's just the same boring protagonist you've seen a million different times.
It is a lot of tropes.
And it's a lot of tropes. We haven't moved on to the big-breasted women who love him yet, but we know we'll get there, don't we, Itzy? And audience, what do you think of this show? Uncle from Another World is great. I actually like that show. Sorry, I'm getting the hiccups.
Yes!
Itzy likes it too. Isn't that good?
Yes!
I trust this man.
I'm glad you trust me with that, Itzy. I'm glad you trust me. Also, Techless, thank you. Thank you. Itzy wouldn't be here without you. I feel like I should say that at some point. Itzy wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your amazing abilities.
I have no idea.
What is happening?
Oh, Itzy, don't worry. We're gonna put it all together by the end. Anyways, without further ado, shall we talk about I got a cheat skill in another world?
You shouldn't say that.
What if I said it's a good show?
Cassius is getting fired tomorrow.
You know what, Itzy? You're on the ball today. What'd you actually think?
It sucked.
I think it sucked too. I think it was horrible.
It is very charming.
That's once again the wrong sound clip. It's fine. Anyways, it's not charming. Personally, I would like to move on to the...
Next show.
Oh, Itzy, we're on the same wavelength once again. Oh, it's I agree. Although you're laughing a little much, Itzy.
Cages? Where am I?
What'd you just say?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That is what you just said.
I'm lost and I'm confused.
No, you're not. You were doing an anime review. Isn't that right, Itzy?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Anyways. I got a cheat skill in Another World. He opens a door. He gets all the fucking cheat abilities, becomes handsome. Everyone wants to fuck him. Beyond awful. Still better than Summon to Another World for the second time. Still better than My Sister bullshit. That show sucked. Anyways. Yeah, those the bottom tier, don't fucking watch these. These are beyond awful. They're tropey, they're boring. I, in my whole heart, cannot recommend them. Honestly, they felt like
It didn't end.
it felt like they never ended. Itzy, what do you think of all the bottom tier shows?
I hated it.
Yeah, I hated it too.
I did not enjoy this.
Yeah,
I did love that.
you did love that? Which one? Are you one of the bottom 4? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Oh, are you talking about Oshinoko again? Is that the one you did love?
but still, I wouldn't say not the worst one we watched.
Which one's not the worst?
Yes!
I don't know what that means, Itzy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cages? Where am I?
You're where you're supposed to be, Itzy. Stop questioning that.
I'm sorry.
Good. Shall we get back to the review? I think we should get back to the review! I'm going to finish my drink! Oh, that burns. It's just pure bourbon at this point. It's just pure bourbon. It's not funny, Itzy.
I'm lost and I'm confused.
No, you're not. We're in an anime review, Itzy.
Cages? Where am I?
You're on stream, Itzy.
Excuse me. I have 1 point.
No, you don't. We're going to move on, so you're gonna say,
Next show.
yes, you are. Okay, glad we're moving on. What's the next show, everyone? My Home Hero. Audience, what do you think of this one? What did you think? My Home Hero, the premise is rather simple. A man's daughter becomes entangled romantically.
The romance ones? I'm a sucker for romance.
Yeah, but this isn't your typical romance, Itzy. A man's daughter becomes entangled romantically with the Yakuza. And he's a bad guy. He's a very bad guy.
I hated it.
I hated how he treated her too. Personally, it was hard to watch because he's an ordinary man who comes to fight the Yakuza. And the show seems to be just an ordinary man and his very, very loving wife standing up against the Yakuza.
It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
I quite liked this one.
Yes, I would agree. Despite being lowly rated, I think it has a lot of potential. I'm actually going to put it above Skip and Loafer.
Yes! Like, I would honestly say that.
I would honestly say that too. I would honestly agree. It's very underrated for the season.
Maybe.
You know what? I'm willing to take a maybe there. I don't know if I fully agree with that sentiment,
Yes!
but it's definitely up there. At least it's not another isekai. You know what I mean? At least it's interesting. It has a different plot, and I feel like I have a responsibility to support it for that, for being slightly different.
Good job, Cages. Good job.
Thank you, Itzy and audience. Thank you, Itzy and audience. God, we've been... How long has it been, Itzy?
Cages.
Oh God, I guess it's been a while. It's nearly been 2 hours.
This is why we pay the big buck.
Yeah, this is why we pay me the big bucks. Where even are we right now, Itzy?
What is happening?
I have no idea.
You answered your own question. I also have no idea. Shall we move on? Yes! What are we on to? Dead Mount Death Play. This is by someone who did something. This is by someone who did something. I can't remember the other thing this man made, but he's made another show that I didn't watch. And honestly, I probably never will. It is pretty funny, Itzy. It is pretty funny.
Excuse me, I have 1 point.
I think we should, do the premise first.
Yay, premise, go for it, Gacious.
Okay, I'll do the premise first. Dead Mount Death Play is a reverse isekai. So essentially the plot is that a boss level villain from the other world is reincarnated. I know it's slightly interesting. And they kind of keep that a secret, so I'm, kind of spoiling that. But I need to explain the premise, chat. I need to explain the premise. Anyways, it's a boss level villain who's reincarnated in a normal body and he struggles. His throat is cut and he's being tracked by assassins. He runs away from this one assassin. Now, the only thing that really drags this one down for me is that he has white...
But still, I wouldn't say not the worst one we watched.
It's weird to interrupt there, but I can't help but to agree. But he has white hair.
Like, I would honestly say that.
I'm so tired of white-haired protagonists.
Yes!
Yeah, it's just like, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I'm tired of these white-haired, edgy protagonists who don't really have a personality aside from being the best. Aside from being generally cool.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
I really hope they manage to pull it up too, because the animation is genuinely solid. The plot is genuinely interesting.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
I'm in a terrible spot mentally.
Mentally? I don't know why you're bringing that up. I guess the stream's been going for a while.
This is why we pay the big bucks.
It is why we pay me the big bucks. It is. I'm a very skilled and consistent streamer. Anyways, Dead Mount Death Play, I'm gonna put firmly at the top of not for me. Because I can't see myself enjoying this one too much. Just because I'm kind of bored by it. And it's kind of mid. It's kind of mid. Audience, what do you think about it being kind of mid? But it's like mid-positive. It's like mid-positive.
Yeah! Like, I would honestly say that.
Yeah, I would honestly say that too. And I did honestly say that. Do you want to move on, Itzy? We only have 2 left. So you think we should move on to the next anime?
Next show.
I agree.
Go off with the premise, Cassius.
I haven't even brought it up yet, Itzy. Hold the fuck up.
Yay, premise, go
I still
for
haven't brought it up,
Cassius.
Itzy.
Go off with the premise, Cassius.
Thank you, Itzy. I'm glad we finally got to that. Anyways, we're on to the next show. The Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. What do you think, audience?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we're gonna disagree with the audience on this one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a little controversial. But you know what? It's just...
it was so lewd.
It was so lewd. So if you're looking for the ecchi anime of the season, I would recommend Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. There's ass, there's titties, there's no plot. Yeah, audience, what do you think about... Well, audience, there's definitely, a plot. I'm watching it for the plot. That's right, audience. That's right. You laugh when I tell you to. That's right. You laugh when I tell you to.
Cages? Where am I?
You're where you're supposed to be, Itzi. You're where you're supposed to be.
I'm lost and I'm confused.
No, you're in the stream where you're supposed to be. So shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Itzi.
I am Itsi Karakurt.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thanks for joining, guys.
We're not there yet, Itzi. We still have 2 animes left.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, would you like to summarize this? Would you like to summarize this show? Would you like to summarize this for me?
No.
Okay, then I guess I'll do it.
Yay, premise. Go for it, Cassius.
So I guess it's up to me again, chat. Not the button I wanted, but that works. Show about a guy who's gonna fuck 5 girls. That's the premise.
You shouldn't say that. Cassius is getting fired tomorrow.
Not if I have anything to say about it, Itzy. Not if I have anything to say about it. There's 5 buxom ladies. All are a different flavor of bimbo, with their different flavors of bimboobs. They are all kind of generically mid, like the 5 popsicle flavors of anime girl. It's like grape, orange, lemon, apple, maybe lime. Lime or apple, one of the 2. And blue raspberry. The blue raspberry is the best one. And they are living in this house with his grandma, with the protagonist grandma. The grandmother dies. He has mixed feelings about that. And they're living there. And he's like, I'm kicking you out. And they're like, what do they say, Itzy? What do they say to him kicking them out?
No.
That's right. They say no. And they try to seduce him, which is kind of just an excuse for nudity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this show is
it was so lewd.
the one that's blue raspberry is the tomboy blue one, Techless. It is the tomboy blue one. She's blue. She has abs. She's dumb as a rock, and she's a tomboy.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
At least they're nailing it with that girl.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah, she is. She's adorable. Other than that, this is going firmly in touch grass. Above Rokudo's Bad Girls, because Rokudo's Bad Girls is so fucking mid. The cherry one is the tsundere. The cherry one is the tsundere. That's very true. That's very true. Audience, the cherry one's the tsundere. Once again, the wrong button. Audience agrees with me. Audience agrees with me. Itzy, what about you? What about you? What about you? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I would honestly say that.
I'm your cherry flavored popsicle. Take a lick. Well, it looks like we are on to the last anime of the evening. Itzy, how do you think I've done thus far?
Good job, Cassius. Good job. He's the one who invited me here. I don't trust this man.
This is why we pay
Cassius.
the big bucks.
Thank you, Itzy. I agree with everything you just said.
Wanna be friends?
You want to be friends? I kind of thought we already were friends.
But still, I wouldn't say not.
I kind of thought we already were friends.
No.
We weren't friends, Itzy. We've streamed so much together.
Maybe.
Oh, are you being tsundere?
Yes.
Aw, that's actually kind of cute.
Wanna be friends?
I do want to be friends, Itzy. I'm so glad that we're finally friends. I feel like we've been fighting this whole time.
Wow.
I know, it feels like it's been months of this. So it feels good that we can actually bond. It feels good that we can actually get along.
People ask me why I'm mean to you.
They do ask that a lot, Itzi. They ask that all the time. I ask that all the time. And I don't have an answer. Do you have an answer?
No.
So you're just mean to me for the hell of it?
Yes.
Well, maybe I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Maybe. You guys can have different opinions.
You have a different opinion on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you are sorry?
Yes.
And you want to be friends?
Like, I would honestly say that.
Really?
Yes.
And you'll stop being mean to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll stop calling me short?
Yes.
Are you tall?
No.
Are you 5'4"?
Yes.
Am I 6'3"?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I'm so glad we're finally getting this all out there. I'm so glad we're finally getting this all out there. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about our friendship, Itzi?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're really being yourself right now?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
You are. You're Itsi Karakurt. And you're my friend who's gonna be nice to me from now on.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just feel like I've been waiting for that. Like sometimes we stream and it's like
They don't have any chemistry.
Yeah, I worry people feel that. But sometimes I feel like I have to stream with you because
It's kind of fun.
it is kind of fun. Sometimes I'm like,
I did not enjoy this.
yeah, because I just want us to get along. I just want us to get along.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Anyways, without further ado, Itzi, would you like to cue us in?
Next show.
Next and final show! I'm surrounded by my best friends right now. I'm surrounded by Itzi, the audience who says, Cassius is the best. I'm surrounded by everyone I love. Things could not be any better for me. And of course, my greatest friend of all, Booze. Yeah. Yeah, it tastes like that. It tastes like burn. I stopped mixing a long time ago, chat.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. Shall we move on? Magical destroyers. Itzy, would you like to do the premise? Oh no, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say,
Okay, premise. Go for it.
"Go for it, Cassius." Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. It's what you've been saying all night. Don't be ashamed, you know, we're streamers. We have catchphrases, we have things we have to say. Anyways. Magical Destroyers is one of the most complicated and fun premises of the season. And I'm actually very glad this came up last. Because it's randomized to kind of fuck with me. Chat, it's randomized to fuck with me. Maho's Shoujo, Magical Destroyers. Let me read the synopsis as given by my anime list. In 2008, I'm trying my best, Itzy. I thought we said that we were going
Wanna be friends?
Yes, I do, Itzy, but you're making it very, very hard when I'm trying to talk and you're laughing at me. This isn't funny. This isn't funny, Itzy.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. In 2008, the Japanese government began hunting people who identify as otaku in an effort to protect the country's culture. In just 1 week, the enforcement agency known as the SSC captured almost every otaku by force and confiscated their memorabilia. One passionate man, calling himself Hero Otaku, refuses to allow this agency to do as they please. They raise a resistant army, made up of other displaced otaku who band together to help defend their culture. 3 years later, which is when the anime starts, the rebellion wanes as all hope seems lost. Spurred on by his ally, the magical girl Anarchy, Otaku Hero commands the resistance in an effort to reunite Anarchy with the other two magical girls, Blue and Pink. By combining the power of this trio, the resistance may be able to defeat the SSC and save otaku culture for everyone. Quite the plot. Actually, it's anime original.
I quite like this one.
Yes, and the main girl, Anarchy, is voiced by the same voice actress who voiced Power. Yeah, take that in your pipe and smoke it. The same girl who voiced Power, which is amazing if you ask me personally. She does a fantastic job. The plot is original, the animation is bombastic, the OP is fantastic. And this anime, I can genuinely say, I had the biggest blast while watching.
I quite like this one.
It's kind of fun.
It is super fun. It is super fun.
I think it has a lot of potential.
I would agree, absolutely. The designs are interesting. The world is fascinating. Every character is an absolute blast. The animation kind of goes off. But, you know, there was one thing I was thinking about, and that's between the main guy and Anarchy.
They don't have any chemistry.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going for a romance angle, Itzy.
The romance ones? I'm a sucker for romance.
I get that, but if that's not what they're trying to go for, and you know what, despite all that, the main girl, you know, she is still very cute.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping they manage to pull it up.
Yeah, me too, because I think there's a lot of potential here. I think it's very pretty, an absolute blast to watch. Honestly, I'm going to do a very controversial move. I'm going to rate it above Oshinoko. I'm going to rate it above Oshinoko. A wild choice. Thank you. Honestly, the main thing I have to say
is very charming.
It is very charming. It is very charming.
Good job, Cassius. Good job.
I think this is a fantastic list, but it's not just me alone. We made this together.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was both of our efforts. Itzy, we worked together. We teamed up. And honestly, I think this is our greatest stream we've ever done together.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you here with me. I'm so glad.
Wanna be friends?
We already are friends, Itzy. We already are. We worked hard together. We worked together and we made something amazing together.
Guess who's back? Itzy.
What the fuck? I mean,
Yes. Hi. Hey. Are you streaming?
No, I'm practice streaming.
What are you streaming?
Did you watch all the anime we were supposed to watch for this season?
Of course. I mean, we do anime. Are you doing Cassius? Are you doing an anime review? That's so hard. What the heck?
I am Itsi Karakurt.
I was talking with everyone and they said to come say hi.
It's
What's happening?
It's normal. I'm just rehearsing. Anyways, it's nice seeing you all. Without further ado, Itzi, would you like to say goodbye?
Thanks for coming, everyone. It was super fun. Bye-bye, bugaboos.
Bye-bye, bugaboos, indeed. Thank you, Itzi and Itzi, for stopping by. I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and good night. I had fun seeing you. Goodbye!